Welcome to Market Blaster, where we blow apart the stock market and put it back together so that it makes sense for you. With a lot of international flair by default these days, congratulations to Spain, which won the Euro 2012 title, beating Italy. The mere fact that it was two of the pigs countries, Italy and Spain, vying for the title is sort of a good little symbolism at play here of some of the good news that's been happening in Europe over the past few days. Bonita España, looking really nice and pretty there in Spain, where you shop at El Corte Inglés, you go hang out on Las Ramblas maybe, and well, you bail out Bankia. So what's happened is Merkel in Germany has come around to entertaining a little bit more of letting the funds go to help the Europeans stay afloat who need the help. It's not total fiscal and political integration yet, but at least it is a new beginning. It is at the end of the Schuldenkrise, the debt crisis. Isn't that kind of funny? Not very funny, but the Germans actually have a word, and they're very fond of long words, Schuldenkrise, debt crisis. Is it the end of the debt crisis? Probably not, but it will get us what the European Union has done. It will get us past the current set of problems, which is liquidity-based stuff, but it will not help restore the productivity of Europe. That will be years in the making. It may have political impacts. This lady right down here, she is a governor of a state in Westphalia, Hannelore Kraft. She might be running against Merkel. She's from the SPD party, the same ones from Schroeder, the Schroeder days, the chancellor from 1998 to early into this decade. So there is setting up to be a little bit of a tiff here in Germany. But is all well in Germany? Well, it looks like it was on Friday, 5% higher for the overall German DAX index, which you can trade by the EWG. In France, you've got Hollande. Hollande has consolidated his power. He now has both houses of parliament. He's got the executive branch. He's holding his arms up like Nixon. Not exactly like Nixon. He didn't do the V for victory. But in France, you've got the EWQ, which tracks the stock market there. It also was up 6% on Friday, holding up with those gains a little bit more on Monday. One juicy dividend idea I just can't help overlooking in France is this France Telecom. France Telecom, of course, is the national phone company. They do wireless, and they have competition there, to be fair. But they're kicking out a 12.6% dividend yield. And the stock, as you can see, is bottomed out in early June. Looks like it's coming higher with the overall market. If Europe doesn't fall back apart, FTE, France Telecom, should be going higher, locking a good yield. What else is going up big time? Confidence in home builders, and also the price of home building stocks. Check out Homebuilder ETF here, XHB, going through the roof. Back in October, it was around 12 bucks per share. It got up near 22. Almost a doubling in the overall index. You've got some names like KB Home. KB was up 15% on Friday after it had better than expected earnings for the quarter. Toll Brothers, I speculated in this and I made a couple of nickels, but at a new high, $29.82. Not a bad deal right there. Also look at Lenny. Look at Len, not Lenny Dykstra. That's disgusting, Lenny. Nobody chews anymore in baseball. You see A-Rod with a big thing in his cheek, but it's actually sunflower seeds or gum. Nobody's really chewing these days. Lennar, I'm talking about. Lennar, back to home builders. It also is hitting a new high above $31 per share on Monday. Lenny, good for a run. U.S. stocks here. How about energy stocks? Energy stocks were creamed as the market was going down. 75 bucks for a barrel of oil late last week, up $7 to 85, now down to 83.69, but is a comeback in the offing for the energy sector? Perhaps it is. Look at Transocean here. Transocean got as low as 40 bucks. It's up to 44, 10% higher just in the month of June. Not bad. Transocean looks good for a 5% yield. BP, a couple of articles out in the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times today about how BP is getting off very well for what it paid to get off the hook for the Gulf spill. ExxonMobil, it too is approaching fresh highs around $86 per share. It's at 85 right now. Some leaders have fallen by the wayside. Chipotle Mexican Grill, with its high PE of around 65 before earnings came out, was trashed. It's fallen now down to the 200-day moving average, 369. It got a little bit of a bounce, 382. Chipotle still looking a little bit weak there. Nothing worse than a growth stock that's had its armor pierced. Intuitive Surgical looks like its armor is still intact. ISRG, they make the Da Vinci robotic surgery system. 565, the high is about 592 from 6 weeks or so ago. So check out ISRG, check out Priceline. A lot of stuff is coming back, and pray for Europe.